You've heard of global warming, but what about carbon sequestration? The carbon cycle teaches us that carbon is practically everywhere. We also know that carbon is a finite resource, meaning there is and will always be the same amount of the element on Earth. The problem arises when Earth's atmosphere has too much carbon dioxide, a greenhouse gas, causing heat to stay trapped and increase global temperatures. In Earth's case, human activity emissions have dumped billions of tons of CO2 into the atmosphere, hence global warming. So how do we combat the overwhelming amount of carbon dioxide in our atmosphere? Understanding carbon sequestration is an important step in the right direction. Carbon sequestration can be divided into biological and geological processes. Through photosynthesis, biological sequestration occurs when organisms on land and the ocean utilize water, sunlight, and carbon dioxide to produce their food and oxygen. Through this superpower, nature builds carbon sinks, which soak up carbon dioxide, convert it into organic carbon matter, and store it away until it's once again released. Oceans, forests, and grasslands are some examples of natural carbon sinks. Unfortunately, climate change has increased their vulnerability due to the rise in ocean acidification, deforestation, and wildfires, speeding up how fast stored away carbon is reintroduced into the atmosphere as carbon dioxide. Remember the devastating Amazon fires? Inspired by carbon sequestration, innovators around the world have created technology to extract CO2 from the atmosphere in a process known as carbon capture. Based on the fundamentals of geological carbon sequestration, carbon dioxide is captured from an industrial or an energy-related source, injected into porous rocks deep underground, and therefore kept safely for long-term storage. Over the years, carbon capture has evolved to a level where effectively storing CO2 permanently could be achieved on a large scale. If used more widely, experts claim carbon capture could go a long way toward meeting the necessarily ambitious climate targets that were set in the Paris Agreement. However, it's important to note that carbon sequestration and carbon capture alone are not enough to solve the climate emergency we all face, but could provide a solution. Worldwide, scientists agree that the mass amount of carbon dioxide in our atmosphere is unnatural and dangerous. Understanding carbon sequestration has not only inspired technology like carbon capture, but will also remain a natural ally to a greener future, since human activity has arguably been the largest contributor to global warming and the climate crisis. Now, in order to protect our future and restore the damage, we must come together and be part of the solution. After all, although we all come from different walks of life, one thing we all share in common is our home, planet Earth.